3.
So this is the PS360 reconditioned pizza oven. We're about to do a test on it, so we'll turn him on briefly now, and then we'll open up the panels and have a look through the inside. So we turn the fan, the heat, and the conveyor. And currently we're set at 6 minutes 30, and your set temperature is 275. We'll adjust that as we need to. Done a burn-in test, so we've gone through all the testings, run it at flat out to give it a bit of a stress test to make sure everything is doing what it should do. The only thing left now is to put the customised logo on the screen and reset. It says maintenance due, but we need to reset that to the right time. Might take a little while to get the air through the gas line, so I've just plugged it in.
Two new cooling trays. Actually good. Actually pulling a bit of echo.
So it's just fired up now.
Yep.
Quiet, yep. It'll say low until it gets over 50, and then it'll just continue up. It'll say wait temp low until it gets over 240, and then it'll say ready. And it'll continue on to your set temperature. A couple of screens that we have in here. One is the standby screen. Now this is an option. We can turn that on or off as needed. That's more for the bigger ovens with the variable speed fans.
Why do we use standby?
Well, if we go to that, it'll stop the conveyor belt and it'll drop your temperature down to 200 degrees.
Right.
If we can probably do that now. You can see the conveyor has stopped. It'll continue up to 200 degrees and it'll sit there. It's just a little bit of a gas saving. In other models, it also brings down the fan speeds, so you save a bit of power there as well. And we just simply press the screen to go back out, and everything turns back on, the conveyor's back on again, and it'll resort back to the normal operating set temperature, which is your 275.
Beautiful.
So this particular screen hasn't got the speed control on it. That's done by the original Middleby speed controller. The other models have a display there as well for your speed, but it does control the on-off.
I thought the original Middleby one was a thumb wheel.
Oh, it was, yeah. Yeah, the old ones.
Yeah. Show my age,
yeah. So if we want to see or change your set temperature again, you can either press that, it'll go into there, your set temperature screen. You can go up and down with your plus and minus. You can also do it from that button there, same thing. Your conveyor button doesn't, well actually it doesn't do anything because it's on 0. That actually should be turned off, not used in this version. And we've got instructions which have to be populated yet. So if we arrow through, again that's your temperature. There's a contact screen with a QR code. You can take a photo of that with your iPhone or Android and it will take you to our website. And this is the maintenance screen. So everything on here will be green when everything's working. Now it will say on here check temperature. Now because it took a little bit too long to light up the first time because it had air in the line, it's saying check temperature because it hasn't reached the right temperature. But if we turn that off and back on again, that will go away. It's just a bit of an indicator to say that there's a possible problem. Again, it's showing your speed, which is 0, not being controlled, your oven temperature as it's heating up, and your control box temperature. Now that won't start going up until the oven is quite hot. It's telling us the temperature of this area here. If it goes up to 55 degrees, it'll have another warning indicator.
So you actually have the control temperature as well, so inside the control box.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, because these things have always had... That's excellent, very good, very good.
It's because if one of the fans fail, so we've got 4 cooling fans. I'll put two at the front and there's 2 originals at the back.
Yep.
So if those fans fail, this is where your temperature is going to rise up and give you an error. It'll actually give you the error. You can kind of see it
Well, 35 degrees right now in the control box. It's probably cooler than it is out here at the moment.
Yeah, it probably is, yeah. So that indicator will come up there, it'll say check cooling on that screen there if there's an overheating problem.
Well, this fans are cool edge, really.
They've also got little foam filters in there as well.
Dust out.
Keeps the dust out, yeah, but similar to the other type one we're using. So it's important to keep the 4 cooling fans clean.
And you can tell if the temperature starts to rise up, you've either got a hole in the gasket or these things aren't operational and or filthy.
We don't really want to wait that long to find that out, but keep them clean monthly and they should be good. If there is a problem, for example, if those fans do fail and either one of the main blower motors stops, we'll have a light out here. Of course, if one of these is out, then all the rest of them will be out as well, except the fuse and the high limit. So those two will stay on.
Yep.
But the actual burner system will shut down if one of the 2 main blowers turns off.
Right. Why is that flashing?
Because it's sensing AC, and AC is flickering, and you'll actually see that AC quite predominantly. You won't see it with your eye, but you'll see it if you put your phone on those relays. You'll see it flashing. Are they flashing on yours? No. So AC tends to flicker.
Yeah.
So these are AC sensors, so that's why.
So that's brand new everything inside there.
Yeah, brand new everything inside.
Right.
We have the main blower circuit breakers, so if either one of them have a fault, this will trip off.
Yep.
This single one here is the 120 volt supply.
Yep.
And it will trip off. That's for the fans, and we've got the relays which the control board there will run. This device here is the purge timer. When you turn the oven on, it's set for 30 seconds purge time.
Right.
And sitting alongside that is a 24 volt fuse.
Right.
If that fails, for example, if we flick that up, for example, if I can.
You'll be doing it while we're running?
Yeah, yes, 24 volt. So if I flick that up, now I lift the panel up, we can actually see now everything's pretty much gone off. So we've lost our fuse.
Yep.
If I was to plug that back in, actually it would start anyway. If I was to plug that back in, our 24 volts is back.
Yep.
The high limit power is back. Nothing else is back, but as it fires up, you'll see power go to the ignition module.
Right.
We wait for that for a moment. Now, keeping in mind that this here is flashing 30 seconds, and once that time's out, it'll go to an orange light, and then the ignition module will start.
It's energised.
Yep. So we have a 30-second delay. Same if the high limit is tripped. I've put a mechanical high limit in here, and the button for that is actually hidden in that bottom corner there. It's actually easy to see from the other side.
The brown one.
Yep. That's the high limit if that ever trips.
Oh, okay.
The original Middleby's never had a high limit like that, so I've put that in there. And now see we've got all green to indicate that we're fired up again.
Beautiful. Control box.
Yep. Left all these screws fairly loose so I can get to them.
Ah, that's for amateurs.
Amateurs?
Oh yeah. Yep.
There's the other side of your high limit. Up there. Air pressure switch.
Yeah.
High flame solenoid with a snubber board on it. That gets rid of any electrical surges that's going to upset the electronics. And same with that one. That's when that sparks, it sends all this electrical and magnetic noise in. So I've got the snubber on here that filters everything out. Yeah.
You've got a for any tech or anybody who wants to look at the oven further on.
The wiring
You've
diagram.
got a full wiring diagram.
Yep. Yep. So it all relates to everything's numbered. These relays are numbered. The plugs are all numbered. You can also see a row of lights, LED lights across the top.
Yep.
That actually relates to these. So whatever input is on there is on here. And down the side there, I can't see it from my angle, but down the side there is 4 LEDs. That's your heat, your burner, your conveyor and your fan. So those 4 lights control this one and these 3.
And the conveyor motor?
The conveyor motor, is controlled by the original Middleby controller. So that's OEM controller. and same with the conveyor motor. It's got the new style conveyor motor. Take the cover off.
Good look. Oh yeah. Yep. Beautiful. It's very quiet.
And yes, fans at the back. I don't know whether you want to point down there and have a look at those fans.
Oh yeah.
Yep. The temperature probe is the blue line right at the other side. I don't know if you can see that from there.
Yep.
That's the temperature probe.
You'll be taking out the exhaust, capping it off.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure whether you can with Middleby. I know you can with the Lincolns, but I'm not 100%.
No, you're fine with these. Yeah, you're better off actually.
Well, you are, yeah, for sure.
Way better.
You're losing 15% up the flute or more.
Absolutely, yes. It's the actually hot end, because that's where the flame flickers.
Yeah.
So it's
So yeah, all new parts, new combustion blower motor in there. The cooling fans keep everything cool.
Yep.
So we've got foam filters on these just to get a bit of dust out of there. You can actually take these filters out, wash them, and replace them periodically because they will break down over time. The control box temperature probe is sitting in the corner there somewhere. Where is it? Just there.
oh yeah, I see.
That's the sensor.
Yep, right there.
So it's sensing the actual body temperature. So it does take a long time for that to heat
Come
up.
on. Yeah.
It will get to probably 50 degrees thereabouts in normal operation. But normally you won't have this screen sitting on like that.
No.
Anyway, it's only a reference if there's something
an
wrong.
issue, the tech can have a quick look and
Exactly.
then you talk to the tech.
Or you can take a photo of that screen when all the lights are on.
And that'll have the client's logo and...
that screen won't, but the other one at the front does.
Yeah.
We've also got the data plate, which I don't think is set up yet. No, not yet. So that'll tell you that it's a PS360, the serial number. So this has to be set up, AGO approvals, etc., etc. That's set up for, looks like another Lincoln oven. So that goes out of there, and you go back, you just press the home key, and that takes you back to the original screen, and away you go.
Beautiful.
At the moment, yes, it's got the Lucy logo, but we can change that to whatever we need to further down the track. There are two maintenance screens in there.
They don't concern the client.
No.
All right, very good. We'll finish there, and we'll keep going with the bacon next.
Okay.